Welcome to day 475 of the journey begins. Looks like we're going good. Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. Yeah. All right. So we've got our welcome in Tristan. We've got our morning cleaning, our time in. We've got our cold brew here. We are currently in Inkwood. I'm just admiring our pools that we created last time. And we are live on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube. Our streamer in the other ear is the Viral Porpoise over on Twitch. Looks like they were working on some kind of villager launching system. Our project is going to be working on outlining the ravine. Yeah. Around wood. Welcome in Nolan the Kid. That we can put that in there because we can come back for that. Do we need to welcome in dinner and welcome in notification? I think we're pretty good. So we're going to outline the ravine that we want to create around here. So today's goal is to lay down some cobblestone on the edge. I don't know that we'll keep that for the perimeter. Welcome in Vegas and come on. But we want to be able to sit in our viewport and kind of see welcome in Doctor and Elric. The shape that this takes and if it's wide enough and whatnot. So and we'll probably have to tweak the edges a little bit once we get there. But for now, well, putting this down will help us tweak the edges because we can see where it's too straight and it feels it doesn't feel like the rest of Minecraft. Welcome in Bethany. It feels like a train generation that got caught on a border chunk, and that's what we want to avoid. It doesn't need to be totally round, but so this is kind of long, so we probably want to taper it a little bit. We also want to then, I guess, level some of this so that we can get a feel for how wide it is too. So we're going to do a little bit of both. But having this line here will also help us welcome in Neva. See how far we go out. So as we take down some of the dirt and do some of the excavating, I heart me. Welcome in. So we'll keep this line going. And yeah, that's the plan there. Pause here for just a second. Okay. All right, there we go. I think chat's like we're good there. Welcome in, Moon. And it'll give us a feel of where we can put our chest too. So like a chest like this is probably going to need to be moved at some point. And we'll fill it up now since it's just one. But if we put it on the edge, it will be easier and it won't be a floating chest. Welcome in Batman and Sam. Alright, so that's the plan for today. Kind of letting things percolate in the background. So getting all of our projects for the story framed out. Turning in some of our older stuff into things we can use for our story. And then getting that framed up. So then once we hit our goals of, we'll get to this in a second. Once we hit our streaming goals, we can start doing more Malcolm and McKenna, more community involvement. So our goal is to get 100 followers on Twitch and make affiliates. On TikTok, our goal is 300 followers, and YouTube, whatever we can get. YouTube, we keep the VODs for this there, so some of this isn't the most exciting, so I don't expect a lot there, but it's an option if you're a completionist and feel like it. Alright, so we're just going to go back and forth here, widen this out. It's going to look a little flatter initially, but all of this will be watered and taken down. We're trying to give it a different feel than Overmorrow. So Overmorrow we leveled. And we're kind of starting from Welcome and Gamon. And it's not grid like Haven's End, so Overmorrow is kind of somewhere between Haven's End and Inkwood. But it is like leveled, and we'll add hills and whatnot as we need to give it character. Welcome, Robert Smith. But Inkwood here is going to be more, we'll take the opposite approach. We'll plan a build and then we'll take down what we need to fit the build and try to work it into the landscape as much as possible. So yeah, so instead of leveling Inkwood, we're planning something, and then if we need to add a little dirt or remove a little dirt, we'll do that to make it fit. And happy accident yesterday. Welcome in, Cool Kid VR. For a second, I thought that was Cool Key DVR. Anyway, our portal to the library, we had tore it down from the nether side. Welcome in, Lewis. And then subsequently, perished. Well, yeah. And so that brought us back to Inkwood here, and then we went back through the portal here, and it actually created it in a pretty good spot. So they're not totally aligned, so we do have to be careful if we do other portals in the area, but it's good enough. I'm not going to worry about redoing the calculations and getting the portals to actually sync up. Because the only other portal in that spot that we're planning on is related to getting to the fortress that takes us to the end. And how was everybody Sunday going? Oh, and Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day if you're in the US. Torches I'm not too worried about putting down now, even though we'll have to re-pick them up, because when we pick up the blocks under them, they'll just, fall anyway. All right. Okay. Welcome in, A. Well, we want to keep this cobblestone, not the dirt, for us now. We can do that. Oh, buckets. We have a lot of extra buckets. Right, so we can put we can keep our bucket there, but that keeps that a little bit more organized. Okay, there we go. Go pick up our stuff. And if anyone has any Minecraft related questions or buildy related questions, so Minecraft, our story, our streaming setup, anything of that nature, feel free to pop them in the chat. And yeah, we're chill, low-key stream, so if you like that, you to pass it along. If you have anything that is your cup of tea and there's anything you don't like within that, or like, feel free to pop that in the chat as well. And there are some things that we probably won't change, but there are ideas that we would definitely consider. Alright. Alright, so let's replace that there. See, this is what we're talking about. So this is the line here. So do we want to start curving here? What? Alright, alright, alright. Alright, so that's how far do we want to go this way? Right? I think that's okay. If we do that, then that means with everything in here we can take down. Another zombie. Welcome in, EJ. How's it going? So now we don't want to get too close to. Oh, welcome in. We want to kind of follow this line over here. So maybe we'll stick with this for a ways. And then put some torches in here and let's see what this feels like. We need to take this down so that we can get up on our observation point and see what this looks like from above, if we're too close or not. I don't know where this is going to come out, though. I should probably put a torch in here, though. Welcome in Bixby and Stopping and Aurora and Hector. And Wolfman Hacker. Alright, so yeah, okay. Alright, so let's cut through here and see where this is. Okay, so that's not too bad, I guess. So we'll work on this piece now. Taking this down. Alright, so come up this side and do it again. Just level things. Oh, there's a cow. That's what I saw. And our invisible raider. Oh. And I'm thinking welcome in and Ellipsy. Sometime this week, I don't know if I'll commit to a day yet, but I want to go to a pale garden because I think the pale moss would be, and some of that would be a good, the story we want to tell for one of the courtyards in the library at Inkwood here. Welcome in. Probably really pronouncing that poorly. Sorry about that. If I do pronounce something incorrect, feel free to drop a pronunciation guide and I might be able to do better. Alright. Oh. Welcome in Walking Dead. Appropriate name. We have a walking skeleton. Right. Okay. We need something over on this side, so let's drop a... Oh. Drop a chest here at the corner. Yeah, so we can drop our copper dirt. Some of this stuff in there. Because we don't need all of that. We can come back and get it if we need it. Oh, that's one of the things I wanted to bring up. So initially, that perimeter bridge there, that kind of placeholder bridge, the dirt bridge that looks like day one Minecraft. Which not that we're much far past that, but anyway. We had thought about following that line, basically taking the mountain that's out of render distance here, but there's a mountain back there. Extending that over here, making that part of the ravine instead of digging down. So basically have a mountain range that comes back on this side. Part of the, I mean, it would have been an interesting project, but part of the reason we decided against it and doing mining versus that and kind of making the city out against an area, a ravine around it, is a mountain would be a resource intensive. So we would need to gather more resources than it would produce, whereas the ravine will give us resources. So we'll get stones for the library, Inkwood. Interesting. I've not heard a fishing story like that before. Welcome in, Bubbleheart. Alright. So, oh yeah, so that's the reason that one of the reasons we decided to go on this. So I think it would have been cool to have this kind of have a little bit of ravine here and a mountain on the other side, but to make it any kind of significant size would have been a million block project, and we already have that with Haven's End, so trying not to try not to create too many of those resource debt projects. So this would be a resource positive. So we'll get stone, dirt, like we mentioned, versus a mountain that would take resources. Yeah. Okay. So that's Inkwood there. So we can go in a little bit here. So let's follow this. All right. So let's put down our cobblestone here. Oh, So we don't need it all the way over, I guess, but that's good enough. Put a torch there so it's on our path. Okay. So see if we can make it up to our observation deck. Getting a little bit better at that. We don't fall quite as much. Alright, so duck over the edge. That's looking pretty good. So we can't see too much of the... Oh, we see a little bit of line there, so... Comes in, tapers in a little bit, so you can see how wide it is here a little bit. Cobblestone's a little hard to see against the stone, but we can see the torches, so that helps. So that looks a decent width. It'll be a little bit wider over here. That's fine. And then as we're following it in, this will kind of come in a little bit. Or maybe we could go more straight across till we hit the water over here, and then that gives us more of a round pool, or half a round pool for the bridge. I think that's a good idea. I think we'll go with that. So we'll cut through here. Right. Okay, so do we want to take it in one more, or do we want to keep it kind of straight? I think we'll keep it straight for this part then. So we'll continue this line. Alright. Yeah, so let's do that. I think the right tool. Alright, so we'll do this line here. Okay. So we hit the water over here. Is this where we're gonna come in? Yeah, so from here we can start going around once we get past this spot. So let's put in some stone. Oops. Alright, so that comes through there. So now we need to be mindful of where this kind of comes through. So let's stick down the dirt here. Is it testing 1, 2? And testing 3, 4. I guess mic's working now. Thought we might have been moving too much, but I think it's just a little quiet on the mic anyway. Oh. Hello. Oh, welcome in, Anna Boss. Yeah, no need to be sorry. Like, we don't have a hard schedule yet, and this weekend we had a few things going on, so. Oh, in general, on weekends we're trying to do around this kind of 1, 2 o'clock Pacific time on Saturdays and Sundays. And the weekday is just kind of random whenever we have time. We have been going sometime between 10 and 11 usually during the weekday Pacific time. But we haven't set that in stone yet. That is something that I do want to do though. Once we get a little more established, have some days that are random time and some days that are more scheduled time. And, you know, if things come up, we'll make those announcements, but that is our goal. But appreciate you coming in and taking the time. Alright, so we don't need the wood. We'll combine those. Okay. Need to drop off some of this. Welcome in RTX. And we're working on getting the ravine framed out. We're calling it a ravine. Okay, so that's pretty good there. Okay, so now this whole block is going to get cut out here because we're going to follow it around. This is probably a little bit narrow on this side. Looking a biggie. But it won't be too bad. But we'll cut through here for now, and then we'll observe it and see, you know, how much we need to adjust it. Okay, so that should decay on its own. So how much do we need this to... We don't want it to follow too much, so where do we take this? Maybe we do it here. Cut out a little bit more. Alright, let's get all of this. Let's get this line made. Take it to the other side of whatever hill this is, and then we'll get a feel for how much of this we need to take down. And this is why we kept the stone, or kept the flint and steel on us. How was your weekend, by the way, Annabus? And welcome in. Or Medina. We can just light. Oh. And it's raining, so lighting it on fire, not the most effective thing. But we could light down here, and maybe this will take care of some of that stuff. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just that will work. Right. Okay. That should work there. Welcome in, Quinto Pet. Oh, and thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Hope your weekend is going well. Can we put a torch down there? Yeah. Oh. Oh, we were trying to be nice. Alright. Because we do have a few blaze in the nether, well, 2 blaze in the nether, that have decided to be friendly for whatever reason. And we are a bedrock vanilla survival, so there are no mods or anything that would lead to that. Ooh, we play with some creepers and some skeletons. Hey, no. Oop. Oh. Oh, we missed. Welcome in, Ian. Oh, we can play with a zombie and a skeleton. you two duke your thing out. And we'll play with the spider. Alright. Alright. So what kind of boat was that? Unbreaking 1 and power. I mean, not something we would use as our main bow, but it could work. Oh, hello. Welcome in. Do we have a... Oh, it's a baby zombie. Uh-oh. Oh. Alright. Alright. So we use some water. Disrupted their explosion. And back to work. So let's cut through here. This is the dirt we want to get rid of. Then we'll come back through and get rid of the stone. Can we glitch that on fire? Good. Alright, so one layer at a time. We'll cut through here. Grab our cobblestone again. Alright. Coming along, coming along. We're a little over halfway through the stream, so I think we can make pretty good progress on getting the perimeter laid out, which was our plan. Because it only needs to go really like a little more than halfway around, maybe, because the backside is going to be we'll deepen back there too, but it already has the water feature, and it'll be more of a waterfall, so we're not going to take it down. We'll deepen it a little bit, like it's coming from a river, but it'll be a lot easier to do. Alright. Welcome in, Nervan. Alright. Oh, yeah, if we had... One of these days we need to fight the Wither and get a haste beacon. That's one thing we actually, as old as this is, we've been playing since... I think we've had the realm since like 2019. We haven't been same level of activity on it, but for being that old and never having fought the Wither, it's something we need to rectify at some point. We have fought the dragon once, just not the Wither. Oh. And we haven't done any trial chambers. We don't need a kitchen and fire anymore, I guess, so. Guess we can... Oh, we said we were gonna come straight. So do we... Oh, we cut it here, so let's just keep it on this line. And then we can always taper it in later if we need to. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's going to be helpful. Oh, so... Right there, maybe? Workman bow. Alright. Stream still. Okay, yeah. Grab this stuff. Oh, do we need to pop anything in here? We can pop dirt, iron seeds. Okay. Put a torch here. Okay. Maybe we can extend this out then. Yeah, we'll need to extend this out because this is gonna need to curve there. So let's take a rest and then go to our observation area and see what it looks like so far. Welcome in, Just Lizzie. We not? Oh, okay. Welcome in, Dana. All right. Oh, there's our houses in the back. Okay. Okay. So we have a water feature there, so it's okay if it kind of comes in the cave and comes down here too. This will go down. We can add some texture there so it's not quite as rigid, as straight. All of this will then come down, and you see the bridge will then need to extend out. And that way we can have a little bit longer bridge, and we might even extend it out a little farther, we'll see. This will need to be tapered back, so this will have to be brought down a little bit so it's not that wall. And now back to like the mountain idea, I think we might take some of this birch down a little bit and then build the mountain a little bit higher here and then add the birch back. So we do need to widen it on that side, but it doesn't need to be completely ravine, or the ravine can be a little bit narrower. And then this is the water feature we're talking about in the back, so we'll make these a little more than a block deep, but it serve as kind of a lake in the back, feeds into the ravine on the side. So this will need to come out a little bit. Probably the mushroom tree, we'll probably preserve that, so cutting in through here. Yeah, so we need to do a little work on that side. So we need to kind of cut through that line, cut through here a little bit. Right, and then we can cut in front of this tree, cut over, and that'll be a nice line. I like the brownness there. We just need to like push that back a little bit. So what we need to do is figure out how wide to make this waterway here. So how deep and how far back do we want this ravine to go? So is this going to be deep enough? Okay, so the water comes at least to here, so we want to go out. Yeah. Alright, so we'll take this down. I think pushing it back wasn't an option. I think we'll need to take this down so that we can have it extend back, and then somewhere maybe like right here, so in the middle of this, we'll cut through and maybe we still might add some height here, like a smaller sized mountain, so that it can kind of hang over the the ravine here. Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I think that will work. That will work. All right. Let's take out this dirt. And so it's going to be something like, oh, water's here. So let's take out a little bit on this side. Okay. All right, all right. Get rid of this dirt. Now we'll take out some of this stone. This line is coming pretty well. Welcome in, NCY is cool. How's it going? Okay. We're full on inventory, so we're gonna need to figure out where we want this line to come so we can put down a chest. All right. All right, so maybe put one. Oh, we'll just put a. Where's our chest? Right. Oop. Put that in there. Okay. Grab our stuff here. Go grab the rest of our cobblestone and dirt, drop it off, and then continue on clearing out our line. I think that will work well. All right. Does this sound better? 1, 2. Yeah, we have a Shure SM7B mic, and trying to get used to trying to get the proximity effect going. So both projecting and then getting close to B to the mic to get that effect to come out on the stream. So if there's ever any audio issues, like, please feel free to put those in the chat. We're trying to up the quality of the information on the stream, the audio. I know the left-hand bar needs some work. We've just had other things come up and haven't put the time into updating it. We have some ideas for what we want to put there. We just haven't been able to get around to it yet. Welcome in, Stinty. All right. So we want to cut through here, right? Yeah, okay. So this is gonna come out. Right, so we're gonna need to do some tool mending too, so we might fly back to Overmorrow. Okay. Welcome in, Dominic. Alright, so we can clear out some of this stuff. Okay. Alright, welcome in, Martra. This water is actually higher than this water. Okay. Put a torch there and then grab a carrot. I need to take out down some of this. Oh, alright. So stone there, okay. Dirt, okay. Ooh. Let's take another sleep. Head up to our observation area and see what we got going on. Right, so come out over here. Alright, so we see, so this water's going to come through. I think we're going to cut that out a little bit. Widening it. So I think this kind of flat area here is where we're going to cut out. So we'll leave this taller part. And so, yeah, and then where this dips, so we'll cut through there. Yeah, so I think that will work. Alright, so we'll need to cut through some of this to get our roundedness that we want. Alright. Let's get up top and figure out where we want to cut down. So cut down here. Okay. Yeah, so I think this needs to come out some. Like this won't be wide enough, so it's definitely at least right here. Because we can have it be a little wider in the front and then kind of taper to the back where it meets where the waterfalls come down. I don't know if we'll get to everything today. The perimeter. I think we'll get a good portion of it done today. So we're probably going to have to do some during the week. Maybe tomorrow we can finish up the perimeter. Alright, so so let's take this down on this dirt pile. Okay. Okay, we can take in dirt. Let's drop off some of this stuff since it looks like our inventory is almost full. So we can drop off seeds, dirt. We can... where do we want to put this? We'll hide it in the wall for now. Okay. Yeah, because we do need to figure out how we want that line to come over here. But now we can work on this. As we do know, it needs to at least come this far out. Alright. Make sure we don't have any holes that we fall into. Yeah, okay. So we're getting pretty close to time. Another couple minutes and we'll fly back to Overmorrow. Alright, so no more dirt, so just whatever stone we can get out now. So maybe we'll take down this little plot of stone and granite here. Welcome in, Pro. Alright, so grab all of this, probably drop some of it off. Alright. So we're definitely filling that in. Do we have any? Okay, we're fine. Did we have any granite that we could pop? Nope. Right, so at least here. Right. Right, so let's get this through, get this cut out. Alright, alright. Alright, so we'll do one more layer. Then we'll figure out how we need to connect to that. Oh, so we can see it, so this is good. And now the question is, how close do we want to be? So I think we need to continue on this path here. Definitely at least to here. Now do we... I guess we could cut in a little bit because we're going to need to gonna follow this line here, right? So we could do something like this, right? And this is probably going to be a little straight. So we might want to actually extend out a little bit. Like not always come in. Right? So if we do this, all right, so like that, maybe. So this would mean that this is how wide that ravine is there. We continue on this. So this is a little farther than we went. But I think that would work because when we fly up and look at that, maybe we'll fly this way. See if we can get a little slower pass coming back. Oh, the mountain village. We want to do something with that later too. Welcome in, monster. Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, you can see the line there. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to go to our observation deck. Welcome in, Alfredo. Oop. Oh. Okay, we're just gonna have to fly out and then come back. Uh-oh. We're getting there. Like, so we're getting better at it, but we haven't quite mastered it yet. I mean, the happy guests sound like that'd be a good idea. I don't know how close they'll be to a balloon, which should be kind of what we want, being able to just hover in a spot. I mean, we have scaffolding, which isn't bad, but it takes a lot to be able to go up and down and sit where you want to view from. But anyway, yeah, I like that. That curve there feels pretty good. We can see that it's going to be widened here. We're going to have to dip back a little as we come. Yeah, that'll work out because we'll dip back, follow this line. This might be a little bit shallower here, but I think that will be fine because this will be kind of like the waterfall coming through. And then we'll add some height here at some point. We'll put it in our ClickUp notes and as a comeback project. So I think that will be good. But I think this is coming along. And putting the torches on the line helps us see the cobblestone, so we get a good feel of how wide our ravine is going to be, and then where we need to kind of add some of the depth and texture so it doesn't feel so spawn chunk flat. So yeah, I think that actually looks pretty good. And we're close to our so we're at an hour, so that's our a stream for our pre-goal time. So once we hit 300 on TikTok and 100 and affiliate on Twitch, then we're planning to make our weekend streams go back to 2 hours each. And the weekday streams will probably keep to an hour for now, while we can. Eventually the weekend streams might go away, but anyway, yeah. Oh, so let's fly back to Overmorrow. And we want to get there quick, so we're not going to follow all the road yet, and it's not done, so we'll follow this. So that curve there is good, and then as we mentioned before, this we'll probably cut this straight across the water so that we don't have to welcome in Love Blueberry. Have too many turns. We don't want turns just for the sake of turns, and we don't want straight all the way. So that path takes us here. This structure is going to be, we'll take it back some, but it's going to be a tunnel that looks like a caravan tunnel. So the goal of it will be to continue the trail, the trade route, back over to here. There it is. So it goes under the ocean here, connects us back to this. So that will come out there and connect us to our trade route or storyline road here. And then this, give another boost up. There we go. Try to level out a little bit, maintain our wind speed. And not sure what our wind speed would be if we were carrying coconuts, but and we are back at Overmorrow. Welcome in, Finnell. So we are going to, well, head down to our zombie XP farm. Maybe not the most efficient, but since it's a little bit closer, it's helpful versus having to go to our blaze farm. It gets the job done. We let it sit for a little bit, build up some zombies, take them out. And we kind of end our stream here. This is one of the areas that we end our stream so that we can kind of mend while we do our outro and see if there's anything going on in chat. So with that, yeah, we'll call it an end to our stream here. So thank you, Ethan and a boss, Quinto Pet, for joining and for the follow over on TikTok. And thank you everyone on Twitch for joining as well. If you want to see more of what we're doing, you can check us out on Linktree. So linktr.ee/mindtripmedia. That will have links to the VOD for this. Over on YouTube, it will have links to our TikTok, Twitch, Pinterest, Blue Sky, our mostly Lego build channel. So some of our other non-Minecraft projects are there as well, if you want to check those out. Feel free to share if you're interested in any of those or know anyone who is. And welcome in. Yeah, we're just getting ready to wrap up here. And so with that, yeah, we'll take out a few more zombies and we'll see you tomorrow when the journey continues. We'll be continuing to work on kind of the perimeter outlining of the ravine around Inkwood, so that over the next few weeks we can get that underway and have another project that we can kind of bounce between. and get all of the pieces of the story that we want kind of framed out in builds, and then we fill those out as we have time. So once again, thank you for joining, and we'll see you tomorrow when the journey continues.